Again this year, I'm going to take you on a journey to a very special place inside the Low Country. Overland South is a growing event held just outside of Charleston, South Carolina, a place that's rich with history dating back to the Revolutionary War. But Overland South is that opportunity for new overlanders and those interested to begin their overland journey. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a full-timer, Overland South gives you lots of opportunities to explore and not do the normal vendor-heavy event. Overland South has over 6,000 acres that they can access with over 30 miles of trails. They've even put a lot of work in developing a challenge course that will take and test the limits of almost any vehicle. This year, we're going to take you inside Overland South to a place that I've come to love because it definitely puts the fun into overlanding events.
Give me all the beans I got. I got work on
that day. This is Overland South. Alright guys, so we just rolled into Overland South and people are pretty impressed when they see the tent inside this place. This thing's huge. It's like a king-size bed. Pillows, the sleeping bags, everything else. It all packs nicely in here. Everything's right there. There's no like shuttling stuff back and forth. We're blacked out. It's like 39 degrees outside, so it's going to be pretty cold tonight. But tomorrow's going to be warmer. I think the low's like 50. So it's going to warm up during the day, warm up at night. I love this event. Catch up with you guys in the morning.
All right guys, it is a beautiful morning here at Overland South. Show y'all what we got going on. Here's our simple camp setup. Just popped the tent last night, pulled up. But we're out here at Overland South. It's definitely a beautiful day out. So we're gonna pack the tent up, grab some coffee, and get this day started. Absolutely beautiful out here. All right guys, so we are airing down the Jeep. Pretty important when you come out here and run these trails. We were at 35. We just want to get her down to like 20. We got the Thor's Lightning hooked up, 27.2. That's just gonna give us better traction, better ride. What you don't want to do is come out here with street tires, because if you do get in a mud hole, you may not be able to get out. The being aired down is going to help you out, especially soft sand. To me, it's worth hooking this up. We did a comparison of air down methods. The fastest way is just literally in 3 minutes you can stop the pressure. So, takes no time at all. Yeah. Oh, we started ignoring this. See where we're at. We don't want to have to go back up. 19 and a half, a little bit lower. Probably like 18. I like 18. 18 is a good number. We are heavier in Rampage though, so. $18.7, I'd say we're good. It's beautiful out here. Absolutely beautiful. We got the new steering setup. It's not gonna look new for long because getting ready to go play in the mud. It's gonna be awesome. We dropped the tire pressure down this morning. We're already packed up, ready to go for the day. Yeah, we got some trash in here. Take your trash with you. So this is why we were parked like we were last night. It's 6 degrees off camber here, so a little bit of a hole. We found a flat spot though.
Jeep up here. They say you're not a real overlander unless you park on something. Didn't see any rocks around here. We're in no country, so traction boards it is.
But getting ready to cruise around and enjoy. We're driving past so many Gladiators out here. Whereas other events we go to, it's usually Toyotas. There's actually a large number of Jeeps and Gladiators. A lot of people in the low country have Jeeps. We're gonna go see if we can find our buddy Rod. He said he's over here somewhere. Morning. There's all kinds of vehicles out here. This is awesome. This year they've got these cool stickers. They're like racing decals. Grenadier up here. All right, so again, everything from mild to wild. Over here is Rod, and go storm his breakfast. All right, guys, so we're just gonna cruise around the trails, check them out. We got a lot of it on Onyx, but they've got a really cool, I'm gonna show you guys the map here. They did an overlay so that even your novice can come in here to Overland South. And so they give you a QR code and it takes you this cool map, says, you know, because it's all private property all the way around. So you gotta stay inside the blue box, but there's lots and lots of trails. We're gonna go run up the power lines. Here at the end, it gets real boggy, so we probably won't go all the way down, but take that last turnoff or one of these other turnoffs, go drive back through the woods. Obstacle course is right here. And, you know, there's a lot around the obstacle course. That place is pretty crazy. It's 9 o'clock right now, just about, and we're gonna try to get back to the main area by 11 so we can check out the Raptor flights, but let's go check it out. I don't know how much we'll be able to hold the camera out the window because it does get pretty messy out here. And we're going to disconnect our sway bar, turn on the Off-Road Plus. So as you can see, some of the trails are, you know, not too bad. That end is dry today, and as you can see, they've got it coned off. Do not enter. I'm not gonna say we went that way last year, but I think we went that way last year. So another thing is I picked up these little Primo armrests. As you can see, we already got mud on the Jeep, but picked up this little Primo armrest over here, and it's a great spot for your elbow. It does make turning a little hard sometimes, but we're gonna be able to track ourselves. We pass that first entrance, and you want to be careful too, because some pretty big ruts down in there. But what this does is it helps keep the power line trails open so that they can come in here and do work. And so just, you know, having a couple hundred vehicles drive over the trails just helps out quite a bit. Oh yeah, there's some good mud right there. People have been playing around in. There's a good sized ditch. So you definitely don't want to fall in the culvert. Especially on a night ride. Pretty big ditch over there. Last year, they had this part open. And that, my friends, is a muddy mess. This year, it's pretty dry, so it's not bad. Forgot to track this on Onyx, but I think we got most of this last year. And this is one of the main trails. As you can see, it's pretty well used. So they got stuff like this, it's just kind of mild. And they got things like the obstacle course, which are pretty wild. Rampage just soaks up the bumps. Another mud hole. Hope we don't get too much mud on the camera. So that's what happens. You're coated in mud out here. And this is what I love about Overland South. There's nobody holding your hand or saying, you know, don't go down this trail. They give you here's the framework. And go out and enjoy yourself inside of that framework. I guess we're going to go to the right here. Check it out. Yep, it's getting a little sloppy back here. Ew. Got a big dookie on my door. All right, we're coming up on another four-way. And if we go right, that takes us to the lake. I think that's the night trail where it's pretty boggy. We're gonna go down here, check out the other lake. There was a big house truck that got stuck last year. I think probably right about where that blue dot is. So it was like a big FMTV house truck. There's the fences. Does get a little tight in here. Here, our antenna back there bouncing around. And you can just cruise this lake. So you're just out here. I mean, we're literally like almost feels like we're all by ourselves. There are alligators out here and stuff, so gotta be mindful of that. Just quiet, peaceful. We did kick in an Off-Road Plus, and you could definitely feel it downshifted. It gave you a little bit more grunt. Alright, well, doesn't look like many people have been this way. Yeah, so we didn't do this route last year. So here, blues everywhere we went last year, so we came up this way, which is new. So I think we'll go right, and we'll go check out this. Got a gate down here, so should be a road right before the gate. Alright, so there's a trail right here. Pond here. Might be some gators in there. Gators. Oh, there's a big old gator right there. If you guys can see him, I can see him. Hey, I think he's the keeper of this pond. That's a big gator. Probably a 4 foot, 5 foot. Let's see if we can zoom you guys in. I don't know if you'll be able to see him. He's right there. Get him with his phone. Driving through the woods. That's the alligator over there. Just chilling. Big one. Alright guys, so got choices. Lots of choices. So we're just going to go up this main road here because we haven't been this way before. Onyx should still be tracking us. And you'll see neat stuff too, like look at that log crib there. It's just kind of cool, you know, we're just back here cruising through the woods. I did see a vehicle where looks like they hit a tree. And there's another trail over there. Where we found the deep mud last year was over on the other side of the road. Put you guys inside. That's a pretty good sized mud hole. Forties can handle it. No issue. Cruising through the switchgrass. And all kinds of marks, I guess, probably on our skid plates. I'm pretty sure down here is where we found those big mud holes last year. I don't know if I'd want a plastic factory bumper out here, that's for sure. It's just so peaceful and beautiful. That's why I love Overland South, man. You just literally, they say, hey, here's a lot of trails. Go have fun. If you get stuck, call somebody. It's like the best thing ever. That's the big mud hole we went through last year. It's not as sloppy this year, but we're gonna go have some fun. This was completely flooded last year. We came flying through this. dry this year, so no big walls of mud today. I'll tell you what, for every downside of the Gladiator on highway, off-road is where this thing really shines. I mean, it's not bouncy, it's soft and comfortable. This just goes down and we'll find a place to turn around and go back that way, because last year we found a trail that was kind of technical and muddy.
So after checking out some trails, we made our way over to the obstacle course and we decided to tackle the wall. It's about 6 to 8 feet tall, definitely as tall as a Jeep, but we crawled right up it.
which is almost sheer. I mean, you can see our skid mark from our skid plates there and there. And then you come down here, I was far right side dropped in, and you know, it felt like I was going to drive right into the water. If that berm would have given way, it would have been a bad day. But that's awesome. We're going to go cruise around a little bit more. We played around a little bit. We don't want to get too crazy because we do have to hit I-95 all the way back. They've got a birding class, so probably going to start making our way back towards the camp areas. We can get you guys some footage of the birds of prey that's going on. Some of these trails, you know, they can be pretty technical, but hey, I hope you guys are enjoying today's video. I love this place. This is one of my favorite places to come each year. I don't like going crazy on obstacle courses because, you know, it's an overland rig, but that wall is dang near vertical. So I didn't check the angle that we were at, but it's pretty steep. And we broke over. We did drag the skids a little, so that was a highlight for this trip. We're not going to get too crazy. We're heavy. That's the biggest thing. Our Jeep is heavy. We're like probably close to 8,000 pounds. Yeah, that one could eat a car. Got this cool Alucab Jeep in front of us from Florida, so they've been to the Save Expo a couple of times, looks like. Rampage isn't too covered in mud because, well, it just hasn't been that muddy this weekend. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I love Overland South. I think I keep saying that, but I genuinely do because, you know, it's just a big playground. There's loose timelines. You know, if you show up to an event, you show up to an event. It's not just like you're on lockdown camping one spot all weekend. You actually get to go out, enjoy your vehicle. And like me, like I'm not up there doing the rock crawling and, you know, all that crazy stuff. Maybe someday. But again, you know, this is a very capable Jeep. We just threw the rear locker on, climbed right up that thing. I didn't want to slip any because when you slip, you break stuff. So kind of the Aussie philosophy, throw the lockers on before you think you need them. Turn them off when you don't. And so we just crawled right up it, man. That torque of the diesel. And oh, by the way, stock gears. So just figured I'd throw that out there for anybody wondering. You guys, this Defender, that's cool. Sweet Defender.
So we made our way back towards the main stage, and that's where they were doing the birding class. This was the same young lady that gave the demonstration last year. She has these red-tailed hawks and all kinds of species. Luckily, this one didn't fly off this year, but it's pretty cool watching them in flight. Overland South does a great job of catering to all ages. Education is also a big piece of it, to take care of what we have and be an ambassador for the trails. Protect what we have so that the next generation can enjoy it.
Alright guys, so we just saw the falconry demonstration. They have a lot of vendors here this year, so we'll spin you around and take a look. So they got Paradise RV sales over here. They've got Total Off-Road and More out of Charleston. They got X-Grid campers over here. Myrtle Beach Jeep Jam. Got some campers set up. So the vendor area is growing. Select few, kind of one or two of each. Didn't watch last year's video. This is Jeff's forward control Jeep. This thing is awesome. He's done a complete resto mod underneath. New engine, new transmission, suspension, axles, everything else. The wheels have finally patinaed. These were brand new Detroit wheels. As you can see, this was a tree care truck, and each one of those logs was hand painted. He's got the Warren winch on the front, the A274, but this is pretty cool. And then you see radio equipped right there. That's just a cool vehicle. Inside, all new interior, and then he's got his Overland setup over here. So I'm sure we'll link up with Jeff before the event's over, but definitely a cool build.
Hey guys, I'm with the Myrtle Beach Jeep Jam, and we're here at Overland South promoting our event, which comes up in October. So we have a 3-day Jeep event, which is at an old Myrtle Beach mall site. So we basically take the middle of where the mall used to be, and we build an obstacle course and a mud pit on site. And then we wrap around that in the parking lots. We have 120 vendors and 2,500 Jeeps park on site. And it's Halloween weekend, so probably about half of those Jeeps are decorated for Halloween. So it's a pretty cool event. And each morning we do a beach crawl. We drive on the beach and have basically a parade at sunrise. So we have about 250 Jeeps per morning. We'll go up the beach underneath the piers and kind of like drive on the beach at sunrise. So it's a great Jeep event. It's a great family event. If you don't have a Jeep, you can still park off site and you can still come visit us. And this year we're working on kind of adding some classic Jeeps to the event. So you can see here this is my 1989 Jeep Grand Wagoneer, which I kind of taken back to a little bit of a 70s style and kind of getting that beach cruiser look with the white bumper and the white wheels and the white roof. And so this is actually a daily driver for me. So I kind of worked on this project as a, bring this retro back, retro mod. Essentially, we did some upgrades to the engine as well, some electronic fuel injection and ignition. And so I'm actually daily driving this vehicle now, basically rolling around Myrtle Beach and coming to events like this to promote our event. And I take it out to other events basically to roll around as a kind of a rolling billboard. So it's Halloween weekend, so it starts October 30th and goes through November 2nd. We have our website is mbjeepjam.com, so that's Myrtle Beach, mbjeepjam.com, and we have social channels, of course, the MB Jeep Jam. We're on all the good socials. We'll see you guys there.
Hey guys, so we're over here at the Total Off-Road and More booth. This is a crew from Charleston, so Total Off-Road has a whole bunch of different shops across the country. And I'm going to turn over to TJ and let him tell you a little bit more about what they do. So TJ, tell us about Total Off-Road and More and kind of what you guys specialize in.
So we're in the same field as a lot of other companies. There's some big names that people know. Our owner actually bought our location along with about 30 something other locations. And so we do pretty much everything off-road. We retail everything. Gary's one of our sales guys there. We have a shop in the back. Pretty much, I'm sure every location has a shop in the back, so we actually will outfit the vehicles too.
Right.
Lift, gears, bumpers, lights, all the fun accessories, alignments, tires, pretty much everything like that. Pretty much every day.
All right. And if anybody's got any more questions, what's the best way to find you guys?
They can find our shop. We're on Savannah Highway in West Ashley. There's a Charlotte location, Greenville location, and then down south there's a couple heading down into Florida too. And we're all over.
And is it just totaloffroad.com?
Totaloffroad.com. Yeah, we're easy to find.
Awesome. Appreciate it, TJ. We're getting ready to do a rollover recovery demonstration here.
Up to the B pillar. The B pillar is the one that runs from the front door and the back door. The A pillar is the one that runs next to the windshield, the front door. So you got A, B, C, D, etc. Going back down the table. So if I talk about that, that's so you understand. All right. So first thing, additionally, you'll see we got our lines run out. We have a link line dampener, which is designed to help drive the energy from that line downwards, unlike the event. Great. Our vehicles are staged. We've got the wheels chocked already on the Suburban. We've got a set of wheel chocks here on the Unimog. Pocketed the whole off-road. All right. Normally when we're winching, and we want the car in neutral, foot on the brake, and emergency brake set so we don't wear out that parking gear or that brindle cap in the transmission. Normally the drivers will be behind there. We've also put the hood up on the Suburban. In the unlikely event that something were to come back, it helps deflect that energy and any flying objects down and away from that driver. All right, so first thing we'll do is we're going to start taking some of the slack out on the Suburban side. All right, the other thing you got to be concerned with when we're doing this is overall safety. Where do people need to be safe? And we look at the length of the line that we've got. If the brakes, Murphy's with us anytime. So we like to think that it's just going to go in that straight line back and forth the way it came from. But hey, there's still that chance that you land off something. That's why we got everybody pushed back in a safe distance. All right, good. Keep pulling. Go about 3 seconds. You don't want to run a long period of time. If we went 10 to 15 seconds, that would be reasonable. That's probably enough to go all the way over. But I'll just do it short bursts so that I have time to talk. All right, go ahead. Go about 5 seconds. All right, hold. All right, so we're going to transition. We're going to take a little bit of slack out of this line here so that it's tight-ish as we bring it forward. That's holding that down. Now we'll go ahead and Georgia, we'll go again for about 5 seconds. All right, good. Keep going and get it up off the ground right there. All right, so we transition from the line pulling to the other line just controlling the descent, gravity working for us there. All right? Now we'll transition again, and George will bring it the rest of the way. Start going, keep going for about 5 seconds. Keep going. A little bit more, a little more. All right, so one of the other things, why does the vehicle roll over? All right, top heavy, driver error. 90% of the time that is the case, driver error. I think we could have loaded too much stuff. We got a rooftop tent, all these things that move the center of gravity higher in the vehicle. We add to that erratic driving form or improper steering inputs, everything at the wrong time. You're going to shift that weight laterally, and it'll cause that vehicle to tip over. Right now, we know we're past that point where we're over the center of gravity. Right? The center of gravity is outside the base, which means that if we release that line, it will tip back over. George's going to take it out for about 2 seconds. As we move forward, we're going to see it transition, and that's going to give you an idea of where that tipping point actually is on the vehicle. For about 1.5 seconds. Right? Yep, that's it right there. All right, hold right there. All right, so we can see her line has got just a little bit of slack. This is about to have some slack. Hey, if you got to that situation, it's not about if I were driving, not from here, but if you were driving and your car got at this angle, how would I fix it? All right, in this particular case, you would steer down or to the right. All right, anytime your vehicle is like this, even if we're on a side hill, the answer is always going to be turned down. Not turned down for what? Yeah, there you go, good. All right, as long as one person gets it, that's all that matters. All right, so you're going to turn downhill. Whether this was a side hill or it was as a result of those lateral G-forces, add that steering downhill. You might even give it just a little bit of gas, help drive the energy back underneath the car and help it settle down. You have to be cautious because you can overload that energy and cause it to come back up the other way. I'm going to go. You can just keep going a little bit, George, and throw lines out of the way. All right, and there you'll see we'll be able to bring that down on the ground nice and smooth and be able to get any of our injured friends and people out of there without too much issue.
Hey guys, so we're over here. We got a chance to talk to the Ineos Grenadier team, and I'm going to turn you over to Lee, and he's going to tell you all about the Ineos Grenadier, and they've actually been playing with this one in the mud, so it should be pretty interesting. Lee, tell us about this awesome vehicle you got in front of you.
Hi, I'd love to. Thanks, Sean. I'm Lee Claggett. I'm the sales manager of the new Hendrick Ineos Grenadier of Charleston.
Nice.
We plan on opening next month, so we're really excited about it. We have a 2024 Grenadier here. This car is loaded up. It has just about everything. It has the triple lockers, front, rear, and center locking differentials.
Nice.
We've put some aftermarket Black Rhino wheels on it with the stock Keynote 2 tires.
Yeah.
We've really been putting it through its paces out here, and it's done incredibly well.
Nice.
It goes through the challenge course, no problem. I have very little off-road experience personally. I drove it a couple hours last night,
Right.
and it was, it made off-roading easy. It kind of did the job for you.
Yeah, and anybody who's not seen one of these before, they've got a lot of luxury. So I guess let's start with the engine. So
So Ineos chose to go with the BMW Straight 6.
yeah,
I believe it's the B58. Rock solid engine. It's actually known for being one of the best engines out there. It's won a ton of awards. It's in a lot of BMWs. It's actually the same engine that's in the Toyota Supra.
yeah.
So as a Lexus guy myself, I put a lot of trust in it, knowing that Toyota put trust in it,
Right.
because I know the product so well. It has a ZF transmission, same that's typically paired with this engine in a BMW product. You've got solid front and rear axles. Again, triple lockers. Absolutely incredible vehicle. Everything about it is unique to Ineos.
Cool. As you can see, they've already been through lots of mud, obstacle course, and everything
we have
else.
absolutely put it through its paces. It has done a great job.
And you guys have the snorkel on there and
We do.
a rack.
We do. It's not a snorkel. It's a raised air intake. It's for
Okay.
better air quality.
Gotcha.
The car can wade up to the tire height.
Okay.
goodies to buy.
And let's go check out the interior, because
Yeah,
it's pretty
absolutely.
luxurious
It
once
is.
you get inside.
So I've been driving this car personally for a couple weeks, just trying to get used to it. On my daily commute, the car's incredible. It drives quite well. 8-speed automatic. You have to actually pull the key out of your pocket, unlock it, and put the key in the ignition to start it. It's a manual process.
That is so difficult, you know.
It's so great though. You after driving this car for a few days, when you go out to a push button start car, you find yourself grabbing for your keys. And it's just it's not a big deal. It's just you get used to it very quickly.
And it's truly designed like a cockpit. So when you sit in it, you got all these buttons, kind of like what you would see in a helicopter or an airplane.
Correct. I'll go around to the other side so I can show you. Equipped with the extended lighting and electronics package.
Nice.
So it has built in all around. There's actually 4 outlets on the outside of the car that are pre-wired in. So we have a light bar in the front of the car that's pre-wired into with this switch right here. You can actually operate it. If you flip this, you can actually operate all of your electronics without turning the car on.
Nice.
So my light bar is now active. I've got 3 more, and then I have a winch outlet that I can all use independent of the car.
Nice.
You can also get a Grenadier with a second battery. This car's an upgraded sound system instead of it.
Right.
But Apple CarPlay, all your normal luxuries that you would expect in a.
And you got a very sport-like steering wheel too.
Absolutely.
Famous red line for rally racing it.
That's right. One of my favorite features, if no one's talking out here, you've got your regular horn, but then you have the Ineos tube.
Oh, okay.
Well, the car's not on, so we'll go. But it's just a just to alert somebody.
We went to an obstacle course last night, and
we did. Yeah, we had a blast. The car was extremely capable.
Nice.
Especially for being
what
stock.
Does the base price on one of these? Where does it?
So a Grenadier starts in the upper 70s.
Okay.
This car, equipped the way it is with the accessories, is a right at $100,000.
Right. So you're talking Wrangler 392 or Ineos Grenadier, Land Rover Range
Defender.
Rover,
It's less expensive than a G-Wagon.
Right.
But I think that that's the same kind of buyer.
Awesome.
Yeah. If you want to check out the back, you notice in the back we've taken the seats up. You look at the simplicity of everything. You've got your batteries right here. You've got fuses here. Everything is accessible, so you can work on it on the fly and built to be customizable. It's the whole idea of this car is that it's easy to customize.
Nice. That's one thing I noticed about the engine too. Even though it was a BMW engine, you could actually get around the engine, which is nice for anybody that wants to do basic maintenance.
And Ineos knows that their customers want to use their cars, and they're going to need to be able to do minor adjustments and repairs on the run.
Right.
There, we'll move to the back.
I think it's cool. You got like the ladder back here. That's pretty cool.
So I have a 3-year-old daughter who was out here this morning, and we weren't really watching her, and all of a sudden we look, and she's on the ladder, and I of course went up to help her, but she and I got on the roof, and she loved it. She thinks the Grenadier is great.
Yeah. And you got plenty of room back here. Like you've got a Yeti back here, but does it have power back here where you could run on like a refrigerator?
So this particular one does not, but that is an option for a Grenadier.
Okay.
That with that package you get a second battery as well.
And then what are some of the other options? So like you got the track system on the side.
We do. We have the track system. This particular car has the fold-out table right here that has become extremely useful. This car has the ladder to get up on the top. We've added the roof rack, and we've added the awning, which the Batwing awning is incredible. It's really easy to put up, and it's a great system.
Nice.
And this car also has the running boards.
Nice.
Right, you can do rock sliders as well, and then we put the Black Rhino wheels on it with the stock tires.
Well, it's definitely cool. I'd appreciate it, Lee. Thanks so much.
Hey, thank you. Absolutely, it was a pleasure.
Tour. Hey guys, so we're over at the Palmetto booth, and they do fossil hunts. So these are all megalodon teeth. Got some jaws and other bones. And so if you want to do a real life fossil hunt, you can go to Palmetto Fossil Excursions. There's a QR code back there if it stops blowing around, and check them out. Combat archery over here. Oh, here you see people out there kayaking on the water. Got all the kayaks out here. We can go for a paddle. Guard set up. We got the sound stage. Food vendors out here. It smells good.
And then I can shape it with the hammer.
Yeah.
Right now I'm rounding off my taper, so
Yeah.
I stretch this out until that point right there.
Yeah.
And now I'm just rounding it off. I'm going to try to see how big of a ring I can make with it. I need
Cool.
a size 7 ring.
This is for camping?
Yeah,
For,
it's
like,
a tripod, so you can hang your pot.
cool.
Or you can set it up like I've got back here,
Yeah.
and you can hang like clothes to dry over the
Okay.
fire, or you can hang your steak or whatever you want to cover.
Yeah. Then you got all kinds of handcrafted knives from the forge. Those are pretty cool. I guess those were railroad spikes.
They were.
Nice. Hatchet blades, all kinds of little trinkets. I like the wrenches. Those are cool. I guess those are for clothing hooks.
I got a set of wrenches for free from Harbor Freight,
Nice.
so we just turned them into hooks. It
Awesome.
was super fun.
And what are these for?
Hairpins.
Hairpins. Okay.
Use them like chopsticks.
Gotcha. And then you make some, like, you know, larger knives, chef's knife.
Yeah.
Cool. If anybody wants to find out more about like your handmade, I see you got knives and tools. How did they find you?
Just look for Trash Puppy Forge on either Instagram or Facebook.
Awesome.
I'm the only one, so it should pop up.
All
There'll be
right.
a picture of my dog on our logo.
Sweet. Appreciate it. So, a few drones everywhere. We got a lot of flyover, action shot. They did a group photo with the drone, so it's going to be pretty cool. And then, of course, over here you got Jeff's other toy. And cleared out in like 10 minutes. All right, guys, just to put it in perspective, that's the hill we drove up. It's pretty dang tall. Well, after the group photo, we headed out, hit the trails, and just kind of drove around. I found this big hole and this is where the FMTV house truck actually got stuck last year on this little trail when it was flooded. But for the most part, we ended up out on the Powerline Trail. And there was a blue FJ out there that was stuck. There was a recovery team going out, and this big orange Jeep with IROCs was right behind me. And that thing was really built, and he just went everywhere, yanked this FJ out of the way, opened up the trail, but it was deep. Everybody back in the mud hole. Stay on it. Keep your momentum. Don't lift. You just gotta go fast enough to clean the tread out. If the road's clear, I'm coming.
Yeah, it's clear.
So we quickly learned that there was one way in and one way out, and that was back through the mud. Some big ruts in here. Oh, we're dragging the diff. Oh, we came unlocked. Well, I guess we weren't locked going through there, so. So before we headed to the keynote speaker, our buddy Sean from Venture Unknown was giving his overview of the foundation. But we went with Rod over to the RTI ramp just to check it out. And this is a good example of the difference having your sway bar disconnected truly makes.
That look better?
Yeah, you're definitely unlocked now. You good? Starting to slip a little right about there.
There?
Oh, yeah, you might have another inch now. Yep. That's pretty impressive.
Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm Jeff Montgomery, I guess founder of Overland South. Thank you. That's nice. Thank you. So Sean here runs a group called Venture Unknown, a whole bunch of off-roading and adventuring people, mostly, would you say, Western North Carolina, Southeast?
Yeah, Southeast.
Yeah, all over the Southeast. Much bigger group. And I'm like, all right, I got to manage this a little better. And I looked on their calendar, and sure enough, they had something that same weekend as I was planning Overland South. And so I'd already had my hand slapped once, and I figured, well, let me just... So I reached out to Sean, and I said, Sean, hey, I'm Jeff down here in Charleston. I'm trying to do this little thing. I kind of want to post about it, but I know you guys got an event that weekend, so I totally understand if you don't want me to post about it. And his words were, and I will remember them for a long time, he said, "We're all neighbors, brother. Go ahead." I was like, wow. So I was like, all right, this dude's the real deal. I appreciate that. So that was, I don't know if you even remember that, but that was the first time I was blown away. So I
appreciate y'all showing up for this. I always had the biggest fear no one's going to show up to hear me ramble on. So thank y'all for showing up. As he mentioned, my name is Sean Clark. I'm a man of many hats, although you'll usually find me just in this one, but I run Venture Unknown, the Facebook group, and that later became Venture Unknown Foundation, the 501c3, which its focus is on stewardship and picking up trash out of our public lands. That kind of turned into a little bit of disaster relief during a lean. The two things that really, really ring throughout the group is kindness and compassion. Those two things mean the world to me. It should mean the world to all of us. Treating people with kindness, even it may be your foe. Maybe it's your rival. Maybe they drive a Jeep. Just treat them with kindness. Always. And compassion is just simply treating people the way you want to be treated. And we do that in everything we do. Because I know that if my little 5'7" butt can go up there not knowing what in the world I was doing and just move as many supplies as we did, we all can do it. So I will leave you with this. You're more powerful than you give yourself credit for, and you're more powerful together than we are apart. So always remember that. Come together, help one another, and with all that, we can move mountains. And I'll leave you with that. That's me. That's Sean.
Speaking of people without whom this would not be possible, we could not do it without our sponsors. If you see a sponsor here, they jumped at it. They said, yeah, we want to be part of that. And I'm like, sweet. And so these people were not harangued or convinced to be here. They saw this and they said, yes, that's exactly what we want to do. That's what happened with the Army National Guard. It's what happened with Paradise at our very first one. They tracked us down and they wanted to be involved. Hendrik Ineos Grenadier is our title sponsor for this year. We're so excited to have him. I hope you got to see the Grenadier out there on the trails. I'm very impressed.
Hello, I'm Callie Young. I work for Hendrik Automotive Group. I have a phenomenal team behind me. As you can see over your left shoulder, she's pretty dirty, or he's pretty dirty, I'm not sure which. But the Ineos is obviously an off-road vehicle designed to compete, which some of you may know, with the Land Rover Defender. The Ineos welcomes to the automotive market, and they wanted to, we're here. They wanted to create a durable utilitarian vehicle for people just like yourselves, that enthusiast and adventure seeker. So we're so excited to be a part of the Overland South event. As Jeff alluded to, we jumped right on board because the team behind me was thoroughly excited to be here. As you can see, I think actually the muddiest one over here is going to be Ryan. I think he took a lot of you out, and they're going to be out on the trails tonight. But Hendrick Automotive Group, this is our first Ineos dealership on the Automotive Mile of Savannah Highway, and I would thank you. Keep it up out there, loving on each other and giving back to your community. Thank you so much for having us.
All right, so I love the vehicles. You can tell from my vehicles that I have a problem. But we have a couple awards for vehicles and experience and the whole thing. What do you got? Best in show. Let's start with best in show for overlanding. Oh, I think I know who that is. Who's got the Toyo Tires sticker on? Is that John?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, that setup is incredible. These guys, they recruited a couple judges to go out. You got a diesel in there, is that right? Yeah, you got an incredible setup. Start building your dreams. John runs a YouTube channel, and that build is really incredible. And we got this award for you here, which is a cutting board, and it has a grill badge for Overland South embedded in it. There you are, sir. Thank you very much for coming out. That's a good pick.
So at a lot of events, they do a big raffle. Overland South is no different. Some raffles are 50-50. This one goes 100% to charity. So all the money and proceeds raised from the raffle goes to Venture Unknown Foundation, which is whereas a lot of sponsors have a lot of gear to give. I really don't have anything right now, but I did donate a few t-shirts to Save, and I donated a couple here to Overland South. To me, it's just a way to, give back to the organizations that put on these great events and to help those that come attend, walk away with something in their hands, even if it's just a t-shirt. I will say that Total Off-Road and More did a lot. They donated a whole bunch of gear, and it was a really awesome raffle overall. Alright guys, so we're on the night ride right now. We don't have all our lights on because we don't want to completely blind people, but it should be a good ride. Guys, so we are heading out on our own, looks like. So after a couple of hours of riding around with the crew, I decided to peel off and go hit some harder sections of the trail over where we went earlier in the day with a little bit more mud, and with the 40s, no issues. We're going to hit that up too.
Alright, no, just stay where you are. Get back up the hill as best you can, okay? Stay where you are. Yeah, stay right there. Just lock it in right here for a moment.
Alright guys, we're gonna go find a place to pop up our tent.
So we're here with Jeff of Overland South. Tell us a little bit about Overland South.
Sure. This is our fourth one.
Yeah.
We are based in Charleston, South Carolina. It is an event that is more about trails and let me back that up. It's more about people.
Right.
That's our highest thing. But I would say it's less vendor focused, more
Right.
people focused, and it's more activity, driving around, as we are. We have the challenge course. We have miles and miles of dirt roads and trails that have barely been ridden, and power line trails, and pretty good diversity for the low country.
Right.
And we have some events that go on, so everyone's happy. We had a frisbee dog show this year. We had a blacksmith. We had just all sorts of entertainment as well during the day. And we go out night riding, and we'll go out and ride the trails late in the night in group rides, and it's a lot of fun.
I think that's what comes to my mind is when I look at the other events, I set up camp, and then I'm stuck there for 2 or 3 days and walk around vendors, and it's got its own type of fun. But when you come here, it's really like, here's your boundaries, go out, have fun. If you get stuck, give us a call.
Yeah.
And it's like, clean up after yourselves and some other basics, but to have, it's just like a big playground sandbox.
Yeah.
It's because it's what, 6,000 acres?
The whole property is 6,000 acres. We have access to about close to 4,000 acres within that, I think, maybe 3,500. But it's a lot.
Yeah, I know. I think I logged at least 10 or 15 miles just yesterday. So, and I know I didn't go down every single trail.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to do. And luckily this weekend it was dry, because I have a reminder, last time everything was like peanut butter mush.
Yes, yeah, the clay will get
Slipping
you.
and
Absolutely.
sliding and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's a great property. There are trails we haven't even found yet.
Right.
I got to ride with a guy who'd been a caretaker for a long time out here, and he showed me some stuff that I'd driven by 20 times and never seen. And he's like, "Oh yeah, look right here." And we went down. And, there's 1-inch saplings
Oh,
growing
yeah.
up, and we're mowing them down.
Yeah.
He's like, no, this is a trail, you know.
Yeah.
So a lot of time, you know, is spent in the campsite,
Right.
and you meet people around, and so we don't paint a grid and say, okay,
Yeah.
you're assigned to B37 or anything like that. We have a pretty large lake,
Right.
and we have people go pick. We have a quiet area and a more social area. And people can go pick where they want to be and say, "Oh, this is the spot," and then meet their neighbors. And
have you already planned dates for the fall if people want to attend?
we're still negotiating dates on the fall.
Okay.
With the venues. So I should be announcing soon. I'd hope to have it ready by now, but we'll get there.
And if somebody wants more information to find out about the event or buy tickets for the next one, where do they need to go?
Absolutely. So overlandsouth.com has our information. We post on Instagram and Facebook, both at Overland South, and follow along with us.
Yeah.
And we'd love to have people come from out of town. It's a big thrill. I met a guy from Tampa this time, and I met one from Connecticut of all. You know.
Oh wow!
So people are starting to travel for it, and that's a lot of fun to see.
It seems double the size of last time. I think.
I think it is. Yeah. So we got to go back and tabulate, and of course we have entry at the door and everything. So when the smoke settles and we look at the numbers, but yeah, I think we're about double last time. Cool thing about this property is there's another venue we can use. Actually, there's several other lakes on this. There's 11 lakes on this property. So we may look at, there's a Twin Lakes area or there's a Great Lake area where we might be able to use either of those for the next one. Again, you know, all to be negotiated, but there's a lot more potential here on this property.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jeff. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, John. Congratulations on the best best in show award.
I was completely blown away by that. I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing, because usually you like have to pull in a pit and the judges come along.
No, we
two guys are up there like quizzing me like they're about to steal my Jeep.
Did they talk to you?
They're like, man, we like this Jeep. How much money you got into it? What you got going on here? I was like. And then I saw trail marshal shirts. I was like, okay,
you just got shaken down.
Maybe they're just curious. I don't have to worry about getting shanked and my vehicle stolen. So.
No,
good times.
I sent my spies out and had them. I didn't know until they walked up on stage. I didn't know they had selected you for best in show, and they said, you know, there's like, man, it's tough. There's a lot of great vehicles out there, but when you look at it from the overlanding perspective, this guy's the best in show from the overlanding perspective. I said, all right, let's go with it.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I think it's definitely going to be going on the wall. So.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. Thanks again, Jeff.
Thanks, John, for coming out. Appreciate it.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you would, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, ring the bell so you get the notifications, and keep coming back for more. Once again, I get to share my dream with you, but the true purpose of this channel is to help inform, motivate, and inspire you to get out there and start building your dreams.